In Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, the Harpy is a Challenge 1 chaotic evil monstrosity with an AC of 11 and 38 HP. It has a very low passive perception of 10, and low ability scores ranging from a -2 to a +1. The Harpy has a multi-attack which allows it to hit once with claws and once with its club. All of this is pretty weak, but the Harpy has a trick up its feathers. It has an ability called Luring Song that it can start for free at the start of combat and keep using as a bonus action on its turn. All humanoids or giants within 300 feet of the Harpy must succeed on a DC 11 Wisdom save, or else they become charmed. When a creature is charmed, it must use its movement to move towards the Harpy, ignoring all other Harpy songs or distractions, and is considered incapacitated, which means that it cannot take any actions or reactions. At the end of the creature's turn, or if it gets damaged in any way, it can repeat the saving throw and try to succeed. If a creature saves against this ability, they become immune to the specific Harpy's song for 24 hours. The Harpy by itself is weak. With a low AC, low HP, and low stats, it isn't really a challenge against a standard party. The strength of the Harpy comes, like in real life, from numbers. The real danger here is that saving against the Luring Song ability only makes your character immune to one Harpy. As a DM, I would probably throw 4 or 5 Harpies at a low-level party and drastically increase the chance of a failure on one of their saves. If I was feeling particularly mean, I would probably use a lone Harpy to lure in the adventurers with a false sense of security. Then I'd have the entire flock descend on them. Chances are that at least 1 or 2 people in the party will fail at least one of the saving throws. That takes away the member's entire action economy for at least one turn, and it forces them to move towards the Harpy singing. The other Harpies could then make multiple attacks against the creature as it moves, or wait until it's right in range and then descend on it from all sides, gaining advantage and using pack tactics. The idea of a Harpy comes to us originally from Greek and Roman mythology. They were usually associated with the wind, being labeled as wind spirits in original tales. However, the presence of Harpies in some Grecian tombs might indicate that they were treated much like ghosts are treated in modern day. Originally, Harpies were depicted as beautiful women with wings, sent usually by Zeus to punish foolish mortals, like King Phineus of Thrace. However, as more and more people added to the mythologies, the descriptions changed to make them a little more fearsome. Later descriptions changed the imagery to what we would recognize today. A half-bird, half-woman with a hideous face that lazes around and hunts humans for sport. Interestingly, these descriptions survived through the Middle Ages via writers like Dante, Shakespeare, and William Blake. When comparing the D&D monster to the folklore, they're pretty similar. Based on their stats, D&D Harpies are likely meant to hunt in packs, and they're described to be women with bird-like features. Typically, they're more of an annoyance to low-level parties, as opposed to an actual deadly threat. One major thing that changes between the myth and D&D is any connection to gods. In Dungeons & Dragons, Harpies as they're written are simply naturally occurring monsters that attack those unfortunate enough to cross their paths. They don't owe any fealty to any specific god, nor are they sent by any of the gods to punish people who have displeased them, unless of course you as the DM decide that that's the case.